He was restoring my family in that time so much. And my husband came to live with us, with me and my parents. Same man that my dad could not stand. And we lived with my parents for 1 year after that. Lived with them for 1 year after that. And then we ended up, getting our house again. In that time, my husband was battling addiction, still here and there. But he was really battling alcoholism. So this is after we've been restored, but walking through restoration, we were still facing these things. There was a lot of warfare. I had to war in the spirit constantly from my husband. There was a lot of fights. There were a lot of things that God had to humble me. There were times when God was like, you need to listen to me. Listen to me. There were times that it got so bad. We had our new house, and this was our house right before the house that we're in now. So we were at that house for 2 years. And I think that was my husband's detox house, is what I believe. So we went through a whole lot, and my husband was getting attacked so bad. My husband started training to become a deacon. And it was like right after he said yes, the enemy was just after him. My husband's best friend that he used to, do drugs with and just be horrible with, live in sin with. He lives in another city. He ended up moving right around the corner from us. They got back in touch, and it was just, oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was so bad. The fights, the everything. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, God, you restored us. I know you restored us, but we're still going through this. And God just kept telling me, get out of my way. I need you to get out of my way. I'm doing something. I'm working in my son. But he would also tell me, like, I love you so much. And you're going to get redemption. But right now, not only do I need you to move out of my way, he showed me a vision one day. And this was probably almost 2 years into us living there. After fight. And, prayer after prayer and warfare and all of these things. God showed me, what? He was like, he showed me my husband leaving. And I was like, but God, we've been restored. Like, I don't understand. He was like, I know. He was like, I know you've been restored. And you have, but I need you to trust me. And he kept giving me this vision of my husband leaving. And I said, okay. So my husband, he was like at his worst, right? At his worst, in front of my children, in front of me. He leaves. He didn't leave. I ended up leaving with the kids. I'm praying. I'm like, what do I do, God? This is it. I can't do it. The kids can't see him like this. It's horrible. It was like getting worse and worse and worse. And so my husband, God just kept showing me what to do and to trust him. He was like, okay, this is it. This is your moment. Trust me. I said, okay. And he brought people to me that would help me, all of these things. I ended up changing the locks. I told him this behavior was not going to be tolerated anymore. I'm not going to do it. He knows I love him. He knows that I want this to work. But that's all I needed to know. I didn't know what the detox was going to look like. I didn't know any of that. I was just trusting God. Everything that I saw said different. Everything said otherwise. The odds were against us. But I knew when God said he's going to do something, it's going to look impossible because only he is going to get the glory out of it. So I believed him and I trusted him. And I text that to my husband. I changed the locks. My husband went to go stay at my mother-in-law's. And, it's during Christmas time and stuff. And, my daughter was like, she's a teenager by now. And she's like, Mom, I'm just tired of it. We went through this so many times. And I kept telling her, I was like, this is the end. This is the end of his addiction. This is the end of the alcoholism. This right now, this is the end of the end. This is what it looks like. And I was like, this is what it looks like to stand. And my prayer was that my children, especially my daughter, after everything that she's came through, because she's an usher in the church. There's all these things. But she started living with us again at our other new house that was like 2 years ago. She's changed so much. God has done such a work in her, as he was doing it in my husband, myself. And I was like, this is what it looks like to stand. I was like, you're going to see God. God's going to get all the glory out of this. I can't tell you how and I can't tell you when, but he will. And that was my prayer. I was like, God, show them your glory, because if they see your glory, it's going to change their faith. No matter what take them through their process, but let them see your glory. You guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm living it right now. This beautiful house that God blessed us with, everything. Not only was I trusting God, but God was showing me along the way. He was speaking to me about Jonah. And he was telling me, he was like, I'm going to come and heal him. And I was like, but God, but what if he doesn't want you to? And he said, I give you guys free will. He can run, but he's going to come to his knees. And my husband already knew God at this time. Now, now he believes, he knows this. And God did. He for sure allowed him to be to his knees. And, in the valley of the beast with Jonah, God had showed me 3 days, and everything happened exactly the way that exactly what God said was true. I just never knew how it was going to happen. And I had to trust him, and it was a faith walk. And I had to trust him and trust him and trust him and trust him. So, after, my husband comes back, my husband is now sober. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. There's no drug use. He's an amazing father. He is an amazing husband. And, we still have our arguments here and there, but it's nothing like it was. I'm living in redemption and restoration. My daughter has now seen the other side of the heartache and the process. And when we got here, I told her, how many times did you want to give up? She was like, Mom, I don't even know. I said, how many times did you feel like God left you? She was like, I don't even know. And I said, aren't you glad you stood? You stood and you fought with God. And look where you are now. It's like being in this season, being in this harvest. Do you even remember the pain anymore? She's like, no, at all. And when my husband actually, when he really, his heart was changed, it was like floodgates. God just started blessing us one after the other. Our car ended up getting repossessed. That it was like, I think a day or two before it got repossessed, my husband had he got blessed with some money. Our car got repossessed. The morning it got repossessed, that evening, we had a new car. Right after that, there was like our old house the area was horrible. I thought because we were living across the street from an elementary school, it would be fine. The area was horrible. 2 16-year-olds got shot. One almost died right in front of our house. And I was like, if that's not a sign, it's time. I was like, it's time we gotta go. He's like, we do gotta go. So I ended up looking for a house and, that we would qualify for. And, my heart was, I wanted a safe area for the kids. When I tell you the house that I'm in now, never in my life did I think we would be here at this point. We went from a small duplex in a horrible neighborhood to the best neighborhood in the entire city, into a beautiful home. I'm in my own home office right now. It's the weirdest thing. We have, a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-story, beautiful home in a gated community that has a park in the center of it. When I tell you the warfare, everything that you have to go through, the standing, the restoration, it is going to be hard. But when I tell you, when you truly make that decision in your heart, because there's going to be days where you're like, I can't do this no more. I thought I could do it. God, you know what? I'm good. I'm okay. I've had those days. I've had plenty of those days. But God knew my heart. I may have said this, did this, but God knew my heart. My heart was, I may throw a fit here and there because I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. And I'm not any more, better than any of you are. I'm just like any of you. But what I will tell you is if you truly make that decision in your heart to hold on to God no matter what, and to follow him no matter what he says, and to not let go when it gets hard, because it's going to get hard and you're going to want to give up. But if God showed you that, and he shows you what he had for you, for your marriage, and he showed you who your person was and what was going to come, when he speaks, it's truth. And that means it's already happened. It's already done. You just have to believe that and hold on to it. And don't hold on to the promise. Don't let the promise become the idol. Hold on to the promise keeper, because he's a good God. And he will not let anything happen to you that's going to take you down. He's greater than any power. He's greater than any warfare. He's greater than all of it. You just have to be willing to put in the work. Everybody wants these things. I want restoration. I want restoration in myself, in my marriage, in my family. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to go and walk the road? Because it's going to be hard. But y'all, when I tell you, when you get to the glory, I don't even have words. I don't even have words. God is my everything. When I tell you, he is the lover of my soul. I love him so much. And I love my husband too. But he's second to God. I love God so much that even when I hear love songs, I think about him. He is my everything. He is our everything. And there's so much more to this story. But this is my marriage restoration testimony. I'm willing to answer any questions that you guys have. But the moral of the story is, when God says he will do something, he will do it. Believe it, know it, and hold on to it with everything that you have. People are going to come against you. People are not going to believe you. Satan is going to be in your ear telling you, are you sure you heard right? Are you sure that's what he said? Are you sure that's not what you want? But God is such a good God that he will make it clear. And that is my prayer for you, that he makes it clear. And remember, with restoration, it doesn't just start with your marriage and your family. It starts with you. Let him restore you. Allow him to come into your heart. Let him restore you completely. Get the healing. Do what you got to do to become whole. Because once you see yourself the way that God sees you, you'll be so rooted in who you are. You'll be friends. You can conquer anything with him. And he wants to take you higher and higher and higher. But the beauty of it is one day you're going to be able to walk somebody else through that. And that's my heart. That's my prayer. God, help me. Let me help other women, other men, other families to get to their next breakthrough, to get to where they need to go. Allow me to be the bridge and the catalyst to get to you. And it is an honor. It is an honor, but that is my heart, because I know the journey. I know the journey, and I know it well. And I know how hard it is. But God is a good God. He's a good God. And don't let the devil tell you otherwise. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Okay. Again, my name's Angela Majorado. You'll probably be seeing me more, but I just had to get on here and do this marriage testimony. Marriage restoration testimony. One thing I also forgot to mention is recently, before we got this house, God blessed us, and our bishop wanted to give all the leadership in our church, because we're leadership in our church. He wanted to bless us with renewing our vows. So now we got our vows renewed. We renewed our vows recently, and we got to do it with both of us being saved, being a new creation. And that's amongst many other blessings that he's continued to give us. But it was a long road to get here, you guys, and it's not going to be perfect after this. We still face things. But he's a good God, and he loves you. He loves you. And nothing that you've done can stop his love for you or stop you from coming back. All right. So that's all I have, you guys. So God bless you. Praying for your breakthrough, praying for your restoration in your home, because that is the first step to restoration in your entire life. All right. Love you guys. Be blessed. Bye.